Hello YouTube, B3 here back with another kicking action figure review. Today's review is over the NECA Pacific Rim Romeo Blue figure. And it's gonna be dope. It's gonna be dope. It's gonna be real dope. This figure came out alongside the Anchorage Attack Gypsy Danger. And I believe the kaiju was Otachi, which I do not have at the time of filming this review. It's kind of an expensive one, so it might take me a while. Hopefully it won't shoot up in price. So, yeah, Romeo Blue. Didn't think I'd get this guy as soon as I did. Got him from $20 at Toys R Us. I lucked out. Probably saved more than 10 bucks by not getting him from Amazon. But I never really get to go to Toys R Us or anything, so real glad I bumped into this guy. Real glad. But he is really cool. Lots of people have been getting busted ones because NECA does have quality control problems, but mine seems to be in working order. I'm always really afraid that these are going to break when I buy them. People like on Facebook and stuff, they buy the new wave and then they all break and they're like, oh, I'm so sick of these figures breaking, I'm never buying from NECA again. And then of course, you know, next month they have a whole new stack of Pacific Rim figures and Predators and stuff. And you know, they're liars. But, you know, some people actually do stop buying NECA. It's not everyone. But very neat, very neat. I'm going to do some articulation. The head you can move pretty much however you want. You know, you got side to side, a little up, down a good bit right there. There is this big kind of ball thing on the ab. It's not a ball joint, but you can go like up and down, you know, side to side. And it rotates the top of it and below it. So that's really several points. And then the arms are each different. Each arm has different articulation. As you can see, this arm is all closed up, and then this arm is like opened up and extended. See, at first I thought this extension here was actually a joint problem, because you can see one arm is longer than the other. But I don't think it is, because all the pictures for this figure I've seen are like that. And it's even like that in the artist rendering, it seems. So I'm thinking it's supposed to be like that, or at least I'm going to write it off like that to make myself feel better. But for this arm, you know, you get the up and down, forward and back, you know, it doesn't really want to rotate right there. But you do have a joint here and a joint here. So that's kind of a double elbow bend, sorta. And it does rotate right there. And then you've got this nice in and out on the hand, but, you know, it doesn't extend or anything right there, it doesn't seem. However, this arm is a little different. Up and down, forward and back, just like the other, but there seems to be a swivel here, easy enough. Maybe there's one over here and I'm just not good at moving it. Maybe it just doesn't want to move, but I'm not going to try the joints, because once again, these things break real easily. And then, you know, you've got the same kind of double bend here with the rotation, just like over there. But, you know, you still have this, and then there's this extension. Like he extended and showed like the computer board, and it's like a motherboard under there or something. I don't know what's up with that. I actually don't know a single thing about Romeo Blue. I have no idea about, like, I have no idea what this Jaeger's all about. I don't know. But I'm sure I'll figure it out once the comic series, animated series, and new movies, you know, make their way into my life. Or I could just look it up on Wikipedia. Or, you know, now down here on the leggies, in and out, forward and back, you know, watch this nub right here. Doesn't let you go up too far. Not that you want to move these figures around a lot anyways. And then you got that thigh swivel. A nice double knee bend. Mine seems to hold up really well. And then you've got kind of this joint here on the foot. Really nice. No problem. But yeah, that's the articulation for this guy. Not bad, not bad. But, you know, just be careful with it. Be careful. This is more like put in one pose and display type of figure than it is a play around figure. You don't want to be playing around with these because they will bust. They're going to bust. I mean, I'm afraid to really move mine a lot. Especially my Gypsy Dangers. They seem to be the most fragile. And Tactic Ronin. But now, detail and paint. Pretty good. I don't know what's up with the design of this character model, though. This Jaeger. What's up with this big-ass fin right in front of his face? What is up with this? What's going on here? Does this make sense to anybody? I have no idea. If someone can explain it away, please do. Please. But other than that, he's got great tiny little bits of detail, like the 3, H that's everywhere. Really nice, little, just tiny little symbols all over the body. Very great. Actually has some menacing looking eye window things there. And very clean paint. All the lines are very clean, like this kind of gunmetal wash on the hands. The hands are very unique looking. I really like them. This front, he looks like he's made out of like recycled battleships or parts or something. He's got his jet boosters, and these back here. His little fins. I'm afraid these might break if he falls on them or something. So, luckily mine's going to be like on a bottom shelf. Like all my Pacific Rim stuff's on the bottom shelf. But, whatever. He could actually move around a lot more if this tiny little spine piece wasn't here. It keeps him from coming back farther, as you can see. There's lots of great paint. He's got a big yellow stripe on this leg. Very good paint on the feet, actually. Looks very nice. Peg holes, if you want to put him on a stand, which is probably a good idea. Just saying. But he actually stands really well by himself. Lots of Jaegers fall over, but I think this guy will actually be pretty decent. Very, very cool. But he looks great detail and paint-wise. He's fantastic. So now let's get into some size comparisons. Now here's Romeo with some other, cool NECA Pacific Rim figures. Here on the left is the Anchorage Attack Gypsy Danger that was released alongside of him. Gypsy's much taller, but I believe Romeo's probably an older Jaeger or something. I don't really know. My Tactic Ronin was smaller too. But, it doesn't bother me at all. I think they look fine together. Like, I don't really care. And then over here, we got old Scunner Kaiju. Very, very neat figure also. I actually really love the Kaiju figures. As well as the Jaegers, of course, But I think they scale up fine too. I actually kind of like the Jaegers being a little... the Kaiju being a little bigger than the Jaegers. I really like that, actually. So yeah, I think it works out just fine. I don't know how tall he actually is, but NECA normally does a pretty great job with scaling. So I'm not even gonna doubt it. I think he looks fine. Now here's Blue with the King of Kaiju, King of the Monsters, Godzilla. Yeah, here on the left we have the Bandai Creations 2014 Godzilla. Picked him up at Toys R Us along with, this Jaeger, so no biggie. And then here on the right we have the NECA Godzilla 1985. So same, maker, same company made these two. But, to be honest, I don't think he scales up well with them. It just doesn't work out. I don't like the Jaeger being taller than my Godzillas. I don't think that's how it should be. I think Godzilla should be much bigger than the Jaeger. And I have some figures that do kind of illustrate that. Like here's the Ban Presto 2003 Godzilla, which is the Godzilla I normally like to use with my Jaegers, my Pacific Rim figures. So that's how they look together. Really, really nice. But, lots of people like to use the 24-inch head-to-tail Godzilla from NECA. And I really wish I had that figure. I passed it up, and I really shouldn't have. But lots of people use that for their Pacific Rim stuff, and I think it looks fantastic. But, whatever. The Ban Prestos, I think, look pretty good, too. But yeah, so he's not going to scale up well with 6-inch Godzilla figures, but 8-inch ones, much cooler, much cooler. And here we have some import Kaiju, just some more cheap vinyls from other franchises. Here on the left we have If the Fourth Form from Ultraman Max, and on the right, the 50th Memorial Box Gauss from the Showa Gamera movies. Now, I really love both these figures a lot, actually, but I have to say, I don't like how they look with my my Pacific Rim stuff. They're just small. They're small. And like my Ultramen themselves are a little smaller than the Jaegers, and I like that. But these monsters, I just feel like monsters should size up more to Jaegers. And just these 6-inch soft vinyls don't. The scale is just a little too small, which really stinks. So like SH Monster Arts, Bandai Creations, Bandai Japan stuff, even Revoltech, it's not going to scale up with your Pacific Rim stuff unless, you know, you just get a higher scale. Because 6-inch isn't going to do it. Maybe like 8-inch, yeah, those will work great. But 6-inch, no. So all in all, what are my final thoughts on the NECA Pacific Rim Romeo Blue action figure? Well, he's really cool. I'm glad I got him for 20 bucks. Not sure if I'd pay the 30, especially if you can't look him over, like off Amazon and stuff. So check out your local Toys R Us. You know, if you can actually find a Books A Million, the Books A Million that was, you know, in the same city as the Toys R Us was carrying Pacific Rim figures. Last time I checked, they had the Tactic Ronin and Hong Kong Brawl Gypsy Danger, which were the ones right before this wave. So, you know, they're doing what they can to survive. But, hey, you know, this is actually a neat little figure. I really like it. It goes up great with its own line. Maybe not so great with other lines, but that's not what it's supposed to scale up well with. I can't really take up points for not scaling well with stuff it's not supposed to scale well with. The articulation's good. Mine is good and sturdy, but not everyone else's is. It's a little weird on that one arm, though, you know. Not sure what's going on with that, but I'll figure it out. All in all, though, I gotta give this guy 4 out of 5 stars. He's a really cool figure. I'm glad to have him part of my collection. I'm just glad that America's making some kaiju figures I can get easily, you know? And, soon I'll have even more Pacific Rim stuff. Because it doesn't look like NECA's going to be stopping this line anytime soon, to me. So yeah, that's it, you guys. Please remember to rate, comment, subscribe. Check out all the cool links in the description below. And I will see you all later.